Hello and welcome everyone to this new episode of Global Insights on our new digital TV channel F15. My name is Klaus, I'm the editor-in-chief of the German-speaking edition of Forbes, and in this format I meet the editors and publishers of Forbes around the world. Forbes has 35 local language editions ranging from Argentina to Indonesia, from South Africa to Finland, and we try to talk to our colleagues around the world about what's going on in their countries, how they are managing with the coronavirus crisis, and what the economic situation looks like. Today's guest is Barlassina. He's the editor-in-chief of Forbes in Italy. And obviously, Italy is one of the countries that has been most severely hit by the coronavirus crisis. And we want to see what the mood is like in the country, what the economy and the economic outlook looks like, and also how Forbes and the media industry in general is doing in Italy. Marco, thank you so much for taking the time.
Hello, everybody.
As I said, Italy has been one of the most severely hit right from the beginning, actually, and some of the most dramatic images we see around the world have come from Italy. Now, slowly, the country is opening up again, slowly but surely. Give us an idea of what the atmosphere, what the mood is like at the moment in Italy, and how you have experienced the last 6-8 weeks.
Yeah, now the mood is changing as we enter the phase 2, what we call the phase 2, and so many fabrics and plants restart production from a week until now, and so there is some sign of positive thinking in people and also in entrepreneurs, but everything depends on the data, on which kind of data we can collect the next week, and so we are working now in smart working, but also in industrial plants. But everybody is thinking about what it will be, and in particular, if there is a probability of the contagion to restart. And so this would be the worst case, obviously, and until that time, we are trying to do business as usual. And I live in the north part of Italy, and usually it is an area strictly connected also to Germany or Austria, and so we are. There is a rich context, industrial context, and so we are doing the same business as usual, but we are not certain about the future because everything depends from the data.
So, I mean, Forbes in Italy is based in Milan, in the northern region, which has been hit most severely in the country. Is it still deserted? Are the streets still empty? Is public life still, still standing still, or is it starting back up again?
No, the public life restarted 1 week ago. Obviously, not at the same level of the months before, but it restarted. And there is obviously some caution. The people are not relaxed. They try to not stay one behind the other, and so the life is changed. Probably not forever, but people prefer to use the car, for example, not the bus, not the public services. And this can be a problem in the future, obviously, because probably nobody in the world is ready for this. And you have to rethink all your society. And we are doing this in these weeks. And probably it will be difficult for many people travel or just go to work. And fortunately, we are doing many things in smart working. We as Forbes, but also other people in Lombardy and in Italy. People are worried, okay, but we need to restart, and so we take the decision to restart, nonetheless the risks.
The government has given or is giving a lot of money actually to the economy. If several stimulus packages, I'm not sure, but I think 750 billion, something like that. So a huge amount of money. How do you see this? Also considering Italy's public debt, is it necessary to keep the country alive, but piling up debt, or is this irresponsible?
Yeah, allora, sorry for my Italian, but it's a difficult question because I'm convinced that Italy needs this, and many other countries in the world probably, and many other countries in the world are giving money to people and to enterprises. But you are right. You notice that we have a high debt, and so we have to take this real. We have to think about what we can truly do. And in fact, we are experiencing some bureaucracy problem here in Italy from banks that have to lend money, and from the government also. And so the situation is very difficult because enterprises need money just to jump over this period, this limited period, and then to restart as usual. But we have a very big problem with debt, and we can't not consider it. We have to consider it, and so probably I have to be honest. Everybody in Italy is convinced that the ECB are doing a great work, also for Italy, but for the entire European Union. And probably in this phase, Italy needs an help by Europe, but probably many other countries also, because this is a world problem, not just an Italian problem. And also the United States, for example, are in trouble with the management of the crisis. And so I think this can be a new start for the European Union, and Italy has to do his job and to do a great job in this case, not just use money or spend money as in the past, because we have to say this. Probably Italy used not very well its money in the past, but now we have to change the situation, and we hope Europe can help us, and we have to demonstrate to use money in the right direction.
So I mean, there is a lot of discussion going on in the European Union about joint debt, about taking on common debt in the form of Corona bonds or Eurobonds or whatever you want to call them. And Italy obviously has a strong position in favor of that. So that is not just the political view, but it's also in the population that the people think this is a good idea and that they are for this, correct?
I presume it's just my opinion, but I presume that people are more realistic than the government, and so people knows that if you take money, you have to repay that money with interest. This is clear. It's a puzzle, and so we have to see that in a different perspective. It's not Germany that lend money to us, or it's not Italy that ask for money, but is a mechanism that need to continue to work. And so money for us is a good business also for Germany. But this is just my opinion.
How has the media industry been affected, and how has Forbes in Italy been affected by this crisis? Is it the same as in the other parts of the world that, you know, revenue is going down, advertising is going down, but traffic and attention is going up? Is it the same in Italy?
You are right, because the advertising are going down, and at the same time the traffic, the readers online are booming, but this cannot be sustainable for the industry. In fact, 10% of editors in Italy are in trouble in this moment. We as Forbes in Italy are doing a great job, in my opinion, because we are doing the same business than before, in a large part in smart working. Obviously, we can do events for our clients, for our readers, and so we have just this kind of problem. But in effect, we experienced in the last 2 months a very good increase in the amount of readers on our website, and quite doubled in 2 months. Obviously, the situation is not simple, but there is an interesting data in Italy related to the e-commerce, and maybe we can count on this also in the editorial business, because the 50% of people that made a shopping in the last 2 months in Italy have never did an online shopping in the past. And so probably people minds is changing, and for example, we can bet that in the future we can collect a major amount of reader online, and so probably also the advertising will be shifted to the online business. And so we have to stay positive. I think as Forbes we have a major, a very important brand, and everybody is well recognized also from the readers and from the market, and so we are very optimistic for the future.
So everyone in Forbes Italy is still in smart working in the home office at the moment?
Yeah, the offices are open, obviously, but a part of the employer or the employees are now in smart working just for certain function. I'm speaking from my home now, for example, but we can use the offices. Obviously, it's not so simple just to travel until the offices for the reason that I said you before.
How have you covered the coronavirus and the crisis, and how have you adapted your editorial strategy? Have you shifted completely? Are you doing a little there and a little here? How has it been for you?
Yeah, I can say that in March, probably the 90% of the news were related to the coronavirus, and everybody is searching for coronavirus on Google, and we noticed that on our analytics, and so this was a good move from our point of view. Starting from April, the situation is changed, and people start to search for solutions. Okay, people were in lockdown, but they try to understand what to do later, and so they start to search for ways to collect new clients, collect money from the banks, and so something more practical. They search for a guide to bypass this moment, and not just to entertain themselves, but to understand what to do when in the moment of the restart. And so, and in this moment, for example, now we are in May, and the audience is changed again, and people now is very attracted by the communication from the government, and so they want to understand the real meaning of this kind of communication, and what is the impact on their own life.
How do you see, looking forward and into the future a bit, how do you see this crisis changing Italy, the mood in the country? Do you think that the populist movements will have even more strength and even more support? Or do you see a different Italy? What do you think this will do to the country?
I'm quite convinced that it depends from the result of the European politics in this moment, and from the exit, from the economical exit from this troubled situation. And so if we can maintain our wages, and not wages, but if we can maintain our industries, if we can maintain our workers and our basically lifestyle, and so I'm convinced that nothing happened. While if there is a true crisis, true economical crisis, probably populist movement can increase their audience.
How do you see Forbes in Italy in the next few months? Do you think that it will stay like this? You will still work remotely and in a smart office? Do you think that we will go back to normal and you will produce magazines just like before? Do you think there will be?
We are doing the same. We are doing the same now. We are producing magazine. We are producing videos, podcast, and the website. So we are doing everything in a different way, but everything. Looking through the 2 or 3 months from now, I think that we will restart to go in the office in a physical way. I'm optimistic. Obviously, it depends on data, on health data, but I presume that, and I think that this kind of experiment that we did in the last 2 months can be a useful test for the future, in the sense that we learned how to use technology for our job, and so we are a step higher than before as workers. And I'm convinced that Forbes can lead the information in Italy, because many other groups in Italy, our editorial group, are in trouble, maybe all over the world. The classical editorial group while Forbes as a strength, as a brand, and also as a team in Italy and also in Germany.
Marco, thank you so much for your time, for your insights. Thank you everyone who was watching this. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, which is here or here, I'm not sure, to get every new episode from our digital TV channel. We hope to welcome you soon in Vienna or Zurich when we can travel again. And thank you so much, mille grazie. Talk soon.
Thank you.